Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a world where you are told to stay inside. Imagine a world where you have little to no social contact with other human beings. Imagine a world where all of your daily activities are done using a small electrical device. Such a world is very absurd, right? Now, we have lived about 2 years of this exact thought experiment. When I was just a small little boy, I've read a lot of books, and I realized that there's a lot of catastrophes in the past. For example, the Great Depression, and the bubonic plague, Spanish flu, and many more. And I thought to myself, wow, I hope there won't be any of these kinds of catastrophes when I grow up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, when the pandemic finally happened, I've realized that I have eaten my own words. Weeks turn into months, months turn into a year, and recently it has been 2 whole years of this pandemic. And in that time, my whole world has changed a ton. And I'm 100% certain that everyone has been changed because of this pandemic as well. And with that in mind, my name is Rakryan from Junior High School to Purwokerto, and I will begin my speech about the social impact of COVID-19. A study by the UNICEF stated that almost 3/4 of households in Indonesia interviewed in October to November of 2020 said that they were earning less than they were on January 2020. Small businesses got hit the worst during the pandemic. Because of the quarantine laws, kiosks and stalls hardly get any customers, and their wages are decreasing at a shocking rate. This phenomenon can be seen through our very own eyes. For example, I remember that I'll always go to a family-run kiosk near my house every weekend. But unfortunately, after the pandemic, the amount of customers have dropped down so much that they shut down permanently. This is a serious problem, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone is rightfully mortified. This economic disaster is catastrophic for our society. Unfortunately, this just causes another problem. When the people are scared and their only access of communicating is by their online devices, it is the catalyst for the misinformation problem. Misinformation, ladies and gentlemen. The scariest thing about it is that you can't really tell what's right or wrong these days. For example, you see a new comment from someone on the internet saying that vaccines kill you, or vaccines put microchips on your head to control your mind for the new world order. Trust me, everyone, I've seen a lot worse on the internet. This type of information overload is very harmful to our mental health, especially to children and teenagers whose minds are still developing. And this will segue nicely to the last topic I will mention on this speech. A study by the WHO said that the COVID-19 pandemic triggers 25% increase on anxiety and depression worldwide. The cause of this is very obvious, to be frank: a lack of real social interaction and an information overload is the perfect concoction to destroy any developing mind's mental health. The horrifying fact, ladies and gentlemen, is that a study from the WHO isn't necessary at all to see the grim reality of our generation. For example, me. As a kid born in 2007, I have received the damage this pandemic has given to me, and I'm still developing until this day. So, my social skills sucked, I'm addicted to social media, and I'm tired all of the time. And I'm certain that everyone else at the same age as me have the same problem as well. Thankfully, ladies and gentlemen, not all of the social impact I mentioned on this speech goes unnoticed. For example, the government lowers the electricity, gas, and capital prices for the aforementioned small businesses. The misinformation problem is also being tackled by educating the public about the dangers of misinformation on the internet. Lastly, the internet isn't all that bad after all. A lot of mental health articles, videos, and channels can be found on the internet. It's not all that bad, thankfully. Before I end this speech, I will say a couple things first. We have lived through a pandemic, ladies and gentlemen, a thing that me nor everyone else in my society can ever imagine happening to their lives. This pandemic has damaged every single aspect of our society to the very core, and there's no denying that. It will be unfathomably hard to rescue our society back into its glory and stability days, and there's no denying that. But in spite of all that, I want everyone to know one important thing. We can and will go through this, and there is no denying that. Thank you for listening to my speech, ladies and gentlemen. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.